boy, do we have a seasonal video today. Not only is Rabbit Raider Jonesy in the shop, but the powder keg probably will be by the time this video goes out. I record these a little in advance, all right? I'm sorry. The powder keg is a weapon that's come out before, so I got it prepped for you early, although you might not be seeing this early. Doesn't matter. So, double crit damage is on this weapon. This is an interesting weapon to run this on. It's one of the lower damage bows in the game, but it affects a big area. Should be pretty fun. And then we're also going to be running this with a reload copy as well. I want to compare and contrast. I've also done this previously on the channel with the vacuum tube bow and the xenon bow. I don't know if those videos are out yet. I am recording these videos too far in advance to know what my plan is. So, link to those down below. If they're out, stay tuned on the channel and subscribe for more. If they are not, I will be using this build. So, Rabbit Raider in the lead. Obviously, we want to get our crit damage up as high as possible. That's also why I'm running Sunbeam on these powder kegs, because I know that I just recently made a video on Bright Core Xenon Bow versus Sunbeam Xenon Bow, and I found Bright Core to be pretty much the same, if not better, for various reasons. So link to that video down below. But today, in the theme of things, is just doing the most crit damage I can. So we got Totally Rocket Out support, Battle Beat, because we want to get that active so we can get as much Totally Rocket Out as possible. Then we got Subwafers, so I can activate it whenever I want. Locked and Reloaded, because we'll be reloading constantly. Farah, because of course. And then we got Quick Scope, because of course. We want to buff that sniper damage. Let's get in game and check it out. All right, here we go. Got a big encampment, starting things out. Oh god, I'm getting hit from multiple angles. This is not good. This is not good. Oh, that's good damage though. Woo! It explodes on impact. So the powder keg shoots a fuse that explodes after a period of time. But if it kills the target that it hits, it explodes on impact, which affects everything around it, and then everything's sort of dying. You see, it goes down, blows up a little bit later. One shot's a nerd. Wow, this is actually doing great damage. This is gonna be tricky though. I need to prep that, do this. Woohoo! Uh-oh, no. All right, well, you know, the damage is coming in a little late. Oh, no. Perfect. All right. Now just die. Now just die. Just die. Oh, God. Oh, no. If it doesn't do enough, it's kind of a struggle bus. We were off to a really great start there. I think once we get the defense began, once I get a few more wafers built up, and once I have Totally Rocking Out active a lot more often, this weapon will be doing significantly more damage like we were seeing initially. Unfortunately, for now, the warm-up period is a little significant, but we got it all taken care of. Super easy. Hold on. Super easy. Wait, the encampment reset? That's all right. You know what? I'll just kill it. I'll just kill it again. All right, let's draw back. Get early. Get ready early. I want that to blow up late. Yes. Take out the shielder. Okay. Hopefully take out the nurses. Those are kind of the prime targets because they'll be healing everything around it. Killing everything in this group will hopefully activate Battle Beat. Okay. I missed because I'm trash. I honestly thought she would go to the right and then did not. Okay. You know what? Honestly, not gonna lie, my performance there was subpar, but the weapon did really well. I'm getting super unlucky with the wafers, but wanted to go after the Mist Monster anyway. See how we... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go on a limb there and say that crit. That was pretty good. It's kind of nice that the explosion damage sometimes does more than the actual arrow. I don't know if it's sometimes or every time, but that damage really kicks in and does a lot. All right, got a bunch of enemies here. Still getting unlucky with the wafers, so we're just going to do the best with what we've got. I think killing the normal enemies might be the best case just to get Battle Beat active. That's usually my game plan. Taking care of the nurse is also super important. If you can do both, looks like we're off to a good start. Shoot the guy in the middle so everything dies, and that's it. Everything dies. Holy crap. This weapon has kind of disappointed me in the past, but I know, you know, Totally Rocket Out, double crit damage pretty much makes any weapon good, but when you're exploding all of that damage in a fairly decent area, it has a bigger range than the boom bow, link to that video down below, by the way, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, the defense begins. Here we go. So I'm not sure which side is going to be the most populated. We don't have a ton of funneling going in, but hopefully the same electric fields I put on the other side of the defense will activate. There we go. Battle Beat is activated, and Totally Rocking Out should be in place. If I can crit and kill them on impact, then they will explode in one shot, just like that. Now, like I was saying, the explosion radius, between the wall dart and the explosion damage, that did really well. It's super strong. Like, this weapon's actually decent. It's a little weird to use because that fuse has to kick in. So it's kind of weird. You have to, like, step away from an enemy if you see that fuse. Just, you know, target something else to be a lot more efficient. But if you kill it on impact, it explodes, and that really changes how things play. You see? Like, I really want to shoot it again because it's not dead yet, but you just got to be patient and wait it out. So I'm not exactly sure the correct way to do this. Do I want to go for a single target like this? In fact, I'll switch to the reload copy here. That's why I have it there as well. You can kind of just farm damage this way. You know, I might switch off between these two because I have been recording a lot on the day that I'm making this video, and I don't want to make like a super long 20-minute video. So I'm going to be comparing and contrasting the reload copy. I'm kind of making that decision on the fly. So you can see with the reload copy, if I'm not missing constantly, you can sort of just shoot it immediately as fast as you can and just farm that explosion damage on a smasher. That's kind of how I used it day one. But then with the slower firing double crit damage copy, we should be doing a lot more per shot, and that damage should be doing a lot. I think it might be, I wonder how much the explosion damage is. If somebody really knows, comment down below. I think it does exactly the same amount as a regular hit. So if you shoot them, you're basically hitting them twice. You know, you hit them once with the initial impact of the arrow, and then twice with that explosion damage. And then, of course, if you kill them on impact, that explosion goes and kills everything around it. So it's a really versatile weapon. Like, it's, I don't know, pretty okay single target damage. You guys can see that with Rabbit Raider in the lead and totally rocking out active, that other copy being just the same thing, you know, reload, crit rating, crit damage, and fire rate, except that it just doesn't have that second crit damage. It actually handled a smasher really well. So yeah, I don't know which is better here, double crit damage or reload. That's not really what we're here to see. I just want to see the big damage, and that is exactly it. To see an entire crowd of enemies just disappear is super satisfying. If you guys haven't tried out the powder keg, I highly recommend picking it up. It's not the strongest bow on like its own merits, but anything paired with totally rocking out and Rabbit Raider is going to do absolutely plenty of damage, and for that reason alone, it might be worth grabbing just in case you guys for some reason don't have the weapon, or if you want to try something out. And I'm pretty sure this can also be any element. For whatever reason, the powder keg is locked in my brain as a fire weapon, but I think that's just because that's pretty much how I've always used it. Pretty sure it could be any element, and that makes it really versatile for any time of year. That being said, as of release, when this weapon should be in the shop, we are experiencing a nature storm, so every single 4X mission, pretty much, is all going to be nature enemies, so you want to use a fire copy of the weapon to do the most damage that you possibly can. Now, let's switch to the reload copy to take care of the smasher. I think that would be the right way to showcase the pros and cons of this weapon. You can see as we're hitting, the explosions are just catching up to my fire rate, and they just come in to knock it out. Like, that was a 250 power level smash. I know I got a few traps in there. My teammates aren't always sure which ones I'm shooting at, but that's pretty good. I know a discharger kind of stole my show there. Oh, and they're getting into the defense. That's not good. I think this is where reload copy might be a lot more viable. Double crit damage is super fun for the video, but I think reload might be necessary to make this weapon a little more easy to control, because you definitely don't want the enemies to get too close, and staring at an enemy walking into the defense while I'm waiting for my bow to draw back or waiting for it to reload is not as fun. So I think I can just use the reload copy to clean out some stuff there, and then I can just take the double crit damage copy to hopefully do something to that smasher. See, look at that. He got knocked out of the way, blown up by the explosion. This is a fun weapon. Honestly, I have had an experience today, because as you guys are watching this video, it's going to be spread out over 3 different videos this session. Or, well, probably 6 now, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, Twitch link down below if you ever want to be a part of the madness. But today, I have gone from thinking, you know, Stoneheart's the best, you know, bow hero. She gives you so much extra damage. Great hero. Don't even think about anything else. But to realizing that Rabbit Raider is nuts. I don't know why I never seriously considered him before, but, like, holy crap. Toy rocking out Rabbit Raider is so much damage, and it's highly recommended. So if you guys didn't pick him up from the shop, I recommend doing so. He is super fun and makes pretty much every bow way stronger. And yeah, definitely a fun way to play. All right, we're gonna have a mini boss in about 30 seconds here. That's something that we need to wait for. I've just realized now, I guess I already knew this, but like, it's just occurring to me that my wafers were like a dead perk this game. I didn't find hardly any before we got the defense started, and it's kind of been okay, because I've had enough enemy kills to just satiate totally rocking out. And woo, that's a good hit right there. And it just hasn't even mattered. And I should say, actually, as well as with Farah, I noticed in that boom bow video I mentioned earlier, I'll link it down below.
Nature mini boss.
Perfect. All right. I mentioned in that video that Zenith was kind of the better pick for the lead for the boom bow. And for the same reason I say that about the powder keg, because powder keg already has great group damage. It doesn't need that help from Stoneheart Farah. The single target damage is where it suffers, and that extra crit damage not only gets people to subscribe on Twitch, thank you so much. I talk to my viewers after these videos, don't worry. I get back to every single comment that I missed when I record these videos, but that extra crit damage can affect that crit explosion. So I can't solo this mini boss. I don't think anybody expected that from the powder keg. I'm struggling against Smasher, so I'm not exactly going to be taking out a mini boss. It's cool, you know, because we're already doing so much group damage. I feel like good group damage snipers like the Xenon Bow, the Powder Keg, the Vacuum Tube Bow, which is why I covered them with Rabbit Raider, don't really need Pharah. Pharah's not really adding much to them. Of course, the Vacuum Tube Bow is an exception. I'll link the video where we all 4 of us used the Vacuum Tube Bow to basically not need any traps and a Cat 4 160. That was a mouthful, but wow, Archer was barely out of range. 2 of us are healing him. That's inefficient. Uh-oh. Actually, here, let me remember to use my war cry. There we go. Making everybody just a little bit more useful. Want to help on the mini boss, because I don't want to miss it. He's going to despawn in about 2 seconds here, and we barely missed it. Yeah, despawning mini bosses. Why Epic decided that was a thing that needed to be in the game, I have no idea why. Seems like I've favored the reload copy of this because I wanted to do an even mix. You know, I didn't want to record a double loadout video. I said that earlier in the video, but like I said, today specifically I recorded a lot of videos, and I think we've seen what we need to see. I don't want this video to run on way too long, so I think switching between the two has been a nice way to illustrate the pros and cons in the exact same match. And, you know, it's not like it's a scientific test comparing these two, but seeing as we don't have a creative mode, using both of these bows in the exact same lobby is kind of the best we can do. So here we go. I'm just going to switch to the reload copy again. And even though it does less damage per shot, you're outputting 75% more shots because you're reloading 75% faster. So is an extra 135% crit damage perk doing 75% more damage overall? Maybe, but it's outputting that damage a little slow. So it's not exactly a fair comparison. You know, it's not exactly easy like that, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's just something to think about. There are so many different factors in this game, and when you're trying to consider what's good, what's bad, what perks to use, what not to use, I've had people in the Discord be very rude about the fact that double crit damage, crit rating, and fire rate Xenon Bow is apparently a higher DPS than like a reload copy, but a reload copy is so much smoother, so much more universal, so much more reliable that I think I favor these reload bows. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know if you guys want to see more content like this. Twitch link down below. I'll see you in the next one, and thanks for watching. And then